horses. How's your first paranormal experience?
This is pretty cool. I've never done this before. I mean, I've been in some creepy places in the desert and stuff, but never like officially on an actual ghost hunt. So it's kind of cool to be with some experienced ghost hunters here.
Interesting stuff.
Something interesting, and I know we're probably not going to be able to get into the museum. And the 2 or 3 times that I did investigate it, we never got anything. But there are claims that there's 2 different stories. There's a staircase towards the back there. And there's claims that there's a lady in a white dress that that'll walk down the steps and disappear at the foot of the steps. We never caught anything like that, but Bob has talked about that a couple of times.
Interesting.
And he'll tell you a story, second story of the mercantile shop. There's a cowboy, kind of dressed like I am, older, and he'll ask folks if they need help. You know what I mean?
Weird.
We're gonna go this way.
That building right
he'll
there?
sit there like, hey folks, y'all need some help or something? And no, we're all right. And then he'll kind of like just go around and disappear around the corner. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So then we have coverage to call me and I'll tell stories on the fire and tell. I went to school to be a guide. I'm a certified interpretive guide.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And you learn how to tell information to people based on their age level, or whether they're introverted or extroverted. Yeah, and you pick up on people and learn how to read them.
So all this is called the hoist house, and this is the guy that's in here. The hoist man gets to lower all the miners down into the mine. That's his job. And he's basically using a hoist cable that goes up over the head frame and lowers a small cage like this little 9-man miner's cage right here straight down into the mine. Now the Mammoth mine went 1,058 feet underground. So the first level is 68 foot below the surface. Second one's 100 foot below that, and then divide that up to about 1,070 foot. It's 7 different levels.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
So the temperature get warm when you get down there?
At the bottom of the mine, it would have been about 100 to 104 degrees.
Yeah. And when was this like a working? This isn't obviously a working mine.
This one isn't. This is a replica since the real mine is underwater, and I kind of pointed where that out. Literally, the water is 30 foot below the surface.
Wow.
The first level, like I said, is 68 foot below the surface. So yeah, it's completely flooded.
Wow.
Bob did pump it out to about the first level. I'm thinking it was around 1984.
I read about his exploits doing that.
Yeah, he literally wrote the book on the area. Literally, it's called Goldfield Ghost Town, Boom to Bust.
You've heard of Deadwood, South
Deadwood,
Dakota, right?
Yep.
We have the mine, the gold mine that's abandoned, and we were in the running to do the atom smashing particle. Have you heard of that or not?
Yep,
But
yep, that big
pump,
old
pump,
thing.
pump. Couldn't do it. Just so much water that filled the
Yeah,
mine.
that is crazy. Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Very cool.
I might just play with you. Just to show you what it's like. You can look out.
Hey, this is just like our Hilton Hotel.
Pure darkness, and if you were going to the very bottom, it'd take you about 30 to 35 minutes to get all the way there.
Oh, really? 30 to 35 minutes.
So once they got off, obviously there wouldn't be any lights, and that's what it's going to look like. Right there.
Crap.
Pretty cool. So I do have lights if you want to turn them on for right now. I can turn them on at any time.
You do a walk around once and then turn them on.
We can do that, yeah. All the tools that you see in town is pretty much 1840s to the late 1920s.
Wow.
And everything's real, like the Sullivan steam drills, 1871 and 71, 73, they're the real deal.
Wow.
Yeah. So we are underground about 25 feet or so, give or take. Just walking down the steps, and we've got blast patterns here to show folks how the dynamite was done and everything. Most important piece of machinery down here. What do you think it is?
That's a stove.
That is a toilet. Stove is the #1 answer
Oh.
I get, but toilet is correct. This is a 150-year-old honey wagon. That's what it's called.
So it's filled with honey.
You wish. That's probably how they got the folks to get hired. Yeah, he's a honey dipper.
Yeah.
because there's no drainage. That's the tool.
Oh, nice.
Hey, they did pretty good. They made a whopping $2 a day, man. This little shaft here is called a rubber shaft. A lot stronger and sturdier than the regular A-frames. This is the spill, where the gold's going to be. They have a main vein of gold up and into the tunnel, and they'll have other tunnels going different directions looking for other veins that might be out there. You'll have, tracks that go, there's 3 different shafts that went down 1,000 feet. Each one of those shafts has 6 to 7 levels, and each one of those levels had tunnels going everywhere. All 3 of those shafts and those tunnels led to this room where the gold was. So yeah.
Wow.
So yeah. And I don't know if they're here, but if you shine your lights straight up, you might see a bat or 2. They don't usually bother us once we change the back of the. Sometimes we see some bats up there, and sometimes we don't.
Yeah, I think we've seen enough bats.
Yeah, there used to be about 14, 15 of them out here, but not so much anymore.
That's good. We won't worry about the bats.
I'm not worried about
The
it.
superstitions are full of them. It's one of their primary habitats, all of the cave systems and the wind caves going through there.
Okay.
Which is the Mexican fruit? Oh, the long-nosed, the Mexican long-nosed bat is
Yeah,
the
the
primary
Mexican
bat.
long-nosed.
That's the one that pollinates all of our saguaro cacti.
Okay.
The cacti are pollinated from bats out here. That's the primary.
Interesting.
Waiting for them,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not know. Yeah, I would have thought bees or
I just
something.
noticed all of us have facial hair.
What? Oh.
We're in the Hair for Men's Club,
Yeah.
I guess, right?
not only the president. So you want to turn off the lights and play around? I got
Sure.
a candle
Yes.
here if you
Oh,
want to play with
yes.
the candle.
Okay,
and
I
just,
want you to play with the candle.
Okay.
How you do it.
All right,
I
and
like
I'll
to
show you
watch.
where we did. We actually caught what we were playing with it. We were doing in there. Now my friend Matt, we made the. If you look it up on Facebook, it's the Goldfield Ghost Hunters, and we were bored last summer and made a Facebook page and did some stuff. He was playing around. Some of us were sitting over here, nice and quiet, not really doing much, just kind of listening, and he was up doing some stuff in the exit, the tunnel over there, and he just swore that he heard a woman's voice, which would be very weird because women aren't allowed in the mines. They were considered bad luck. And so to hear a woman's voice down in a mine shaft was kind of interesting. So I don't know why that would have been.
When this town burned down in 42, were there any deaths during that?
Not that I'm aware of, no. We had a murder-suicide in Goldfield, an accidental shooting in Goldfield.
Okay.
Only 4 miners lost their life in the mine when it was Goldfield, and nobody died when it was Youngsburg, which Youngsburg existed here from 1920 to 1926.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Was there anybody who was really connected to the place emotionally or financially or had a great interest that would tie them to this place after their natural death?
We've had a lot of folks that are, like Karen, the lady up there at the bordello. She was one of the original people. He just died, and he was one of the train conductors for a very long time.
Because like Bob comes to mind. He's the owner here. He's put his heart and his life, and he's built this place back up.
He
And
might have had some deaths that I'm not sure about. Yeah, there's just a lot, because a lot of these folks have been here forever. I mean, Dan has had that for at least 20 years, or at least 15, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And, so a lot of the folks have been here, and they're literally blood, sweat, and tears, or everything. I mean, my job doing this is all I do. I mean, I'm a tour guide, and that's what I enjoy every bit of it. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
and I'm not a miner. I'll tell you straight out, if this was a real mine, I probably wouldn't be with you. I've never been in a real mine in my life. I've heard of maybe. I've seen a few, like the Copper Queen. I've seen video of some down there, and it looks cool. So that's a maybe. But yeah, but I enjoy the history. That's why I'm here. I'm born, the history is part of my state, and I enjoy it. So, yeah.
You've been in abandoned mines, right?
when I lived out in Wikia, both when I was cowboy and just exploring from about 18 to 28 years old, we went to the old town of Rawhide. If you go to Rawhide, that's just south of, just north of the Alamo Lake. And it was the original Rawhide, and it was at one point almost going to be the capital of Arizona. There's more people living in Rawhide than there was anywhere else. Signal as well. There's another ghost
I
town
think
out
Prescott took it, didn't it?
there. Prescott took it after
Prescott
that.
took it and then went.
But a lot of the outlaws, when you were running, you could go to Rawhide. There's no one out there. There's still no one out there. There's still no one out there. And they had these mine shafts, and we went in this one, and the original line, it went down. And we were crazy. We just went down these things, and we had a rope. I was rock climbing at the time, so we put it on. We went down this about 200-300 feet down a ladder, and things were breaking on us, and we were going through the, what do you call it, the side chutes, the stopes?
Yep, the little shafts.
The shafts.
Yep.
We were running side shafts down, then down. I mean, I was actually making a map as I went. I don't know how far down I was, but you get in a mine, you turn off the lights, and you turn off the sound, and it's a quiet and dark place like you've never seen before.
I bet.
There were still, I got a dynamite thing at home. It says dynamite, it's the original box. I have a drill bit, it was like a hexagon drill bit from the top, I drug it all the way up there. The thing weighed about probably 30 pounds.
A few in there I can show you.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a mine shaft back there called McCracken Mine, and there's about 120 dead Chinese people at the bottom of that. It had collapsed back in the day, back in the late 1800s, early 1800s maybe?
Yes.
Somewhere in there, if I remember right. And
Just left him.
couldn't get them.
Yeah.
The Kraken.
Jeez.
McCracken Mine is in the middle of nowhere.
That sounds like a place I would like to go.
Yeah, it's you take two Jeeps, you take some gear, extra gas, extra tires, and you run out there.
And some camping gear would be the best. Make
Yeah.
it more than an overnight or something, because
Yeah,
you can explore more.
Yeah.
It's a pretty crazy place. I went out there when I was younger, and I don't know what it's like out there. And I've been out there for quite a while, but it's got a pretty rich history. These old mines in Arizona is full of,
I think we have over 250,000 abandoned mines in Arizona, and that's not the one counting the ones that are active.
Yep.
I think I heard some of them
Yeah.
on the news.
Now here we are in the
Want to see
mine.
what
Yeah.
you want to see what it looks like down here, Dark?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we
Come on
better.
over this way.
Here, let's place the lid.
This off.
Place that on the honey pot. A lot of time was spent on the honey pot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Where the line came out of? Or it came out here?
This area right here, for some reason, if I'm gonna have anybody get lightheaded, pass out, get nauseous, anything that happens between where he's standing and where you're standing. Don't ask me
Paranormal
why.
wise?
If I get someone that passes out, which I have had many a time in my years, most of it has to do with dehydration, but it usually hits right in this area. So yeah. And this area right here, we put the candle, we like to put the candle right here, kind of gives an idea.
That's like a honey pot. I was like a Winnie the Pooh.
They didn't have a
Right.
lantern, they just stick something in here.
Got some poo there.
Probably a lot of fun. Their candles were made out of animal fat.
Go up on it. Okay.
So yeah, this is what the miners are working in total candlelight. They were only given 4 candles, 6 inches long, made out of animal fat. They were able to bring their own if they brought theirs and stuff.
So I'm gonna turn this off and just show what it looks like. That's crazy
Candle
dark.
would be over there, and they'd be working on that side.
That's like nothing.
And it's actually just like pickaxe.
Drill bits.
Drill bits.
Drill bits and hammers. What they'd start off with is a little small, maybe 2-foot star bit.
Okay.
And they would take a 9-pound hammer, set it up against the wall, it'd hit it, turn it just a little bit, and they'd do that till they got about 3/4 of the way into that one. Then they'll put that aside, and it becomes a 2-man job. You'd get the 8-foot long drill bit, and then they would drill the holes 6 to 6.5 foot into the wall. And that would take probably 13 hours for the 21-hole spreads. So that was how they started before they had the power tools. And after that, once the holes are drilled and everything, you put all the dynamite in there. 2 to 5 sticks per hole around here. This is very, very hard granite.
Wow.
And
And did they say fire in the hole? Is that-
oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. And
I like that saying.
then, believe it or not, they had about a minute and 15, 30, 20 seconds to get as far away from that wall as possible before it went off. Wow. So yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So how do you use this candle? Why don't you kind of explain to the camera?
What we were doing down here
Anything
is
going
we were
on?
trying to figure out, because we did have a school in town. We did have children and families and whatnot here also. And in the town itself, where we're standing, well, above us, is where the mill of this town would have stood, where they processed all the gold to get, the gold out of the ore. And for some reason, one of our group and I can't remember who it was asking if there was any kids down here. And if you've noticed the candle, it really hasn't moved. We don't have any air down here or anything right now. Everything's off. And it would flicker every time we were talking about kids down there. And I don't know why there would be any kids down here. Yeah, because nobody died in the mill, so there wouldn't have been any death of this area. But I'm thinking, yeah, kids, I don't know, unless, you know.
So this is a more, oh,
It's
interesting.
going off again.
It's got the blue light though this time.
It's just really odd.
Interesting. So this is more of like a Victorian spiritualism
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
way to communicate with spirits, spiritualist movement.
Yeah, I was watching some programs. I watch all that spiritual stuff. Probably, I guess it would be what, the 1920s, 1930s when spiritualism came like at its thing.
It's flickering there.
Yeah.
Oh, look at right when we
guess we're
said
on the right track
spiritualism.
there.
There you go.
Because I was watching that, you know, because they had using the candles, and I'm like, well, that's simple and effective.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh, look at that. That's bizarre.
Is there a
And right
reason
when we stopped talking.
a candle just does that? Or,
Their reason?
yeah. I mean, does it normally?
Well, if you think about it, people believe spirits are made of energy, and if they're moving around, that energy's moving, so it affects the candle, just kind of like similar to the REM pod, if you think about it.
Oh,
And you have to manipulate the air and magnetic field around it.
that's so weird. Right when you mentioned it too. How odd. The candle's the same.
I wonder if there's anyone down here with us.
Yeah, if you're down here with us, can you manipulate that candle? The flame? Maybe touch it?
Moving a little more than it was.
It's got such a strange movement to it.
Kind of like stretching and
Mm-hmm.
coming down. Yeah.
Can you potentially blow on the candle?
Blow it out. You've done it before.
feature that lets me take
Dancing a little more.
really kind of active.
I burn candles all the time, and I never see a candle do that.
I know, it's weird. Very tall and very straight.
Yeah, so that's not just my eyes. It's
Mm-mm.
going tall and
Yeah.
skinny, right?
It's like it's like
Okay.
squeezing it.
Yeah,
It's like
like
going
it's
in and
breathing,
like
yeah.
that. Oh, like that.
That's crazy. But I just got a chill down my left side. And I know it's not cold down here because I've been sweating in this dang jacket all down here.
Oh,
It's a heavy jacket.
Now that I'm seeing this, just it's like that. It's just a weird movement. I'm not sure if that's the way it is or.
There's an art of divination used in the occult where you can stare at a flame. And people do practice their own energy fields and attempting to manipulate those as well. It's a whole branch of divination.
Mm-hmm. It is.
It's a lot of practice. I don't know anyone in the practice that does that.
Yeah, I've just studied about it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I've heard people talk about it, but I've never actually seen anyone light a candle.
Kind of like a scrying screen, which is a crystal ball,
Crystal
black
ball.
scrying screen. That's the magic mirror on the wall. There you go. The same thing as a scrying screen.
You know the saying, you stare into the abyss, it stares back. We do it on purpose.
Right.
When I was tour guiding through Grand Canyon, that would say, you stare long enough in the abyss, it's going to stare back at you. Anyone comes, a couple people get pushed in the Grand Canyon every once in a while, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The saying is, you can't miss with the abyss.
Can't miss.
Ah.
There's been people take insurance policies out of their significant others, and
Yeah.
Oh.
you know what I mean?
There you go. Is that what somebody did down here?
That's interesting. Huh?
Yeah.
So how you were saying how dark it is down here without the light?
Oh,
What you doing over here?
Bent to the side.
if there's somebody down here in the mine, could you please communicate with us in some form? Maybe tap on some of the wood that's in this room, maybe blow on this candle to extinguish it, walk closer to us. We would just love to communicate with you. Don't need to be afraid of us. We're not afraid of you. Are you down here on this side of the tunnel or the mine?
Oh, here goes a footprint.
Whoa.
Oh,
Damn it, right when I fell.
I might go again. Here we go. Oh, wow. That would be a sign to me. Look at that thing. Look at that.
is, yeah.
My goodness.
Right when we asked it to do something with the candle, too.
Where are you at? He's right by the candle.
Wow.
That's so weird. Can you do that again to the candle if you are a man?
Chills.
Mm-hmm. Can you do that to the candle again if you died here on the Goldfield property? A little bit. Oh. Whoa. Oh, oh, oh.
Screaming.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that was the... Okay.
Oh.
Thank you. Did you die in this area? Can you do that to the candle again if you died here on the Goldfield property? A little bit. Oh. Whoa. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, shit. Yeah, that was the... Okay. Can you do that to the candle again if you died here on the Goldfield property? A little bit. Oh. Whoa. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, shit. Yeah, that was the... Okay. Did you die in this area or in one of the buildings?
That's it. Well, you gave them both options.
Are you the unknown prospector?
It's unusual. We've never gotten any response about our unknown prospector down here before.
Where were the original burial plot for him?
Down on the other side, you know where y'all parked the first time?
Right.
Where y'all were parked here, there's some, right across the parking lot there, there's a couple of telephone poles. The original area was right at the end of there in the desert. I can point it out.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So it found it and then moved.
They were digging the parking lots literally and digging up and everything, and they just like that, and they're like, "Whoa, stop!" You know, and they uncovered that body.
And where is the body now?
It is underneath the big granite rock that I pointed out over there that says the unknown prospector.
Oh, yeah,
We had him blessed and buried down there.
God bless. Okay.
If you don't subscribe to our channel already, please click that subscribe button and make sure to turn your notifications on. It helps us so much, and we can't thank all of you enough for the love and support. Also, if you don't follow me, Colin, on Instagram yet, go hit that follow button and go do the same with Peyton, who's even more poppin' on there than me. Getting more followers gets us one step closer to the big dreams that we have for this channel. In addition, if you want to support the show, our merch store is live. We have some pretty flame designs if you ask me. Thank you to everyone that has bought a piece in the past, and trust me, we see the love and recognize it. Anyways, enough shameless self-plugging. Enjoy the episode and stay spooky, guys.
You'll get some hits over there.
Look at the candles, just stop doing that.
Ask him if the prospector if he was happy to. Well, I'll ask if you're the prospector that they found. Are you happy with where they put you? If you are, could you flicker that candle?
Oh, no way.
Thank you. You do like it there. Well, thank you.
Oh, that's trippy. Can you flicker it one more time if it is you, the unknown prospector? If there's somebody else down in the mines, could you give us a sign, maybe if that's you, the unknown prospector? Could you potentially use your voice? Maybe even throw a rock?
This thing gathers light really, really good.
Yeah, it does.
I got a good setting on here. Did you? I heard a sound.
When?
Just when you guys were talking, like that from there down there.
If you're down there, could you please step forward towards us? We just want to talk. Did you maybe work here in the mine? Or in a mine? Behind us.
Maybe it's this way. How about moving the REM pod down there?
Mike, why don't you? Mike, why don't you? Mike, why don't you ask him to give us some sort of a voice or a sign?
Is anybody down here? We've heard voices and whistles before. Let us know you're down here with some whistles or knocks. You know who I am. I say good morning and good night every day.
What was that?
There any women down here? Children, maybe?
I'm getting like colder all of a sudden.
Jesus! Oh my God!
The generator. Don't worry, that scares me quite often.
Holy shit.
God, that's
When I'm locking up,
my God.
I'll have this light on as I'm going, and it's sometimes as soon as I touch the elevator, that sucker will come on. Good time.
Man, that scared the crap out of
That was
me.
giving me a heart attack.
I thought it was a growl.
I thought that was a real loud.
I thought it was a growl at first.
Like, I haven't seen a mountain lion in a while.
Do you hear that?
You heard this kind of like scuffling?
Yeah.
In a while. In a while.
From down here.
Mm-hmm. Down there.
just wanna walk
I
down
think
there
there's
a little bit.
something there. That's why I keep thinking,
Shouldn't have anything.
shouldn't we? You should move the REM pod down farther in there, Colin. Like farther.
Do I move the REM pod down there?
Yeah, I think the REM
I'll go walk
go all the
it
way
down.
down and come back.
Is there anybody that is willing to come talk to me? My name is Colin. Here with some friends. Could you please use some of the energy that we're giving you with our lights, the candle, to let us know that you're here? Maybe knock like this, like that. Maybe even finish my knock.